You may be asking yourself, is Valheim worth playing in 2024? With the release of Enshrouded, Nightingale, and all of that that's came out, Pal World, and all that good shenanigans. I picked this game up in January, not knowing what it was. I seen it was on sale in the Steam store for like $9, and I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot. I've always thought the idea of Vikings were cool. I never really got into much of the lore or anything like that. After getting this game and trying it out, I've actually came to really like the Viking history and everything about it. This game is like a good introduction to survival type games in general, as it does require you to rely on food and resources in order to, survive and build. So like coming into this game, I wasn't expecting a whole lot for $9, and I'll be honest with you, I was absolutely blown away from beginning to end. You get dropped off by a raven in the middle of a meadow, pretty much, and most of these newer games have like a storyline and all this crap you've got to follow. In this game, it's a sandbox, so it's like you kind of make your own quests, you make your own story, and you forge your own destiny. Because, regardless of what you're doing, you're always striving for something mentally, whether it's gathering more food or getting into a different biome or learning about a different biome. My playthrough was completely blind. It took me around 51 days to finish the game. I'm a full-time streamer, so that's roughly like 7 hours a day for 51 days. So there's plenty of like replay value out of this game too. I'm not sponsored to say any of what I'm saying, but I like the fact that you can come into the game, and as pretty much as soon as you come into the game, you get actual world modifier options. These newer games that are early access, they don't give you anything much as far as like how hard you want it to be on yourself. Now, my very first playthrough, I do very much enjoy the permadeath setting. I was a hardcore Diablo player and stuff like that, so I had everything vanilla except for my death penalty I had on hardcore. I was able to beat it. I died around 17 times. I didn't look at any YouTube tutorials or anything like that. I recommend, if it's your first time playing, that you actually don't look at any tutorials. Enjoy the game. I think we're in a world right now that's a bit too much on like looking and seeing what's there before it's there, and a lot of the surprises that came along with my journey in Valheim were because I didn't watch anything. I didn't look at any tutorials. I didn't look at nothing to help me. I just was like, all right, I want to figure this out. I actually want to survive in this world. The biomes feel really good. There's several different biomes. I'm not going to spoil anything for those of you that haven't played that are considering the game. But there's several different biomes that you go through. They don't feel empty. They all feel put together, and the world is absolutely massive. You actually feel, when you're in the game, you actually feel like you're walking somewhere or you're going somewhere, whether it be on a ship, on foot, or any type of other movement, because you get a kind of a grand scheme, a spec of things when you've moved where you think is quite a bit, and in most games it is quite a bit, but when you've traversed or traveled, you don't really see the impact of it. Like I'm now doing a very hardcore run on Twitch, and this takes from me getting to the main base, setting sail, getting over here just to this area. It takes around 8 minutes to get there. So you actually feel that depth of like, okay, I'm going somewhere, and this is just like one tiny area. So and it may be overwhelming. You scroll out and you're like, holy shiz, this is a big world, and it is. It's massive, and that's another one of the good things about it. And it's not forcing you. Again, it's not forcing you to come in and do quests. Go get this. Go get that. Like, you just kind of figure it out, and it just feels right. I don't necessarily like things that tell me what to do. If I want that, then that's what, I don't know, it feels like a job to me. When something's like, oh, you got to go get this, you got to go get that. Now, if I can see it, then I have the option to go get it or not go get it. That's different. And that's what this game kind of does. Like, you don't have to do anything in a particular order. You can literally do whatever you want, whenever you want. But in order to get the items you need to really progress, you're gonna need to go do the things. But it's not like it's mandatory to do it. Now, when I played Enshrouded and I tried out Nightingale and I tried, all these other games that are doing it, the survival type, it just did not feel polished as this game does. Now, this game has been out longer as well, but you can have 3 types of food to manage, and you can have stuff that helps with stamina, health, or anything else to kind of help you get through the game. The food is actually important in this game. There's no say like a skill tree that's overwhelming, like Path of Exile type thing that I'm seeing in some of these other survival games. It's simple. You do what you want to do to level it up. If you need to level jumping up, you jump. If you need to level your pickaxes up, you use a pickaxe. Like, everything you do in this game goes toward... It feels like you're accomplishing something no matter what you're doing. The more you shoot the bow, the better you get with your bow. The more you run, the stronger your legs get, the further you can run. Same thing goes with swimming and anything else. And I was pleasantly surprised at, like, when you're first at the beginning of the game, and again, I'm not doing spoilers, but when you're at the first start of the game, you feel like, you're in sackcloth pretty much, and you're like, man, my character's never really gonna look, or how I felt, my character's never really gonna have like really, really cool looks to it. I don't picture this game having like glowing enchanted weapons or magic or anything like that, because you're working with such a simple structure. But I was so surprised at how far the technology goes in this game. Like, as you progress and as you continue to get the different materials from different biomes, the things you can put together and the things you can do are mind-boggling. Like, you can pretty much live in this game regardless. If you want to be somebody that is taking hardcore combat and the survival aspect, you can do that. If you want to just be a farmer or build, you can do that. Like, there's several options within this game to play different. This is excluding any mods or anything like that. That's just the vanilla game. There's a build only mode. You make combat easy if it's not really your style to go out and you can make resources more available, so you get resources quicker. And like there's several different modifiers you can kind of tinker with. But I think my honest opinion of this game in 2024 is definitely it went into my top 5 favorite games after I kind of progressed and did each biome and got a feel for it. And this game is still not fully done yet. And the replayability is there, because each time you come in, no matter what, this is a different seed each time. So I won't be dropped back in this same... If I were to start the game over, I might not even be dropped here, and this might be a different biome down here. Like, the whole world changes on each playthrough. So you really feel that impact. Like, as most games are now static, you come in, this stone's still in the same spot as it was on the your last playthrough or whatever. There's no replayability out of it. This is just endless, because you're almost never ever going to get the same map. You get a different seed each time. So that also feels really, really good about the game. And you have to be strategic and smart, and it feels like a survival game, unlike most of these other ones that I'm kind of not really liking as of late. But I wanted to give my 2 cents on the game, because I feel like that it deserves a special spotlight. I don't really do these YouTube videos that often, so I'm not like that great at it. I could obviously edit in some stuff and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, but shiz, man, I'd much rather just tell you it's definitely 110% worth playing. There's a new biome coming out this year called Ashlands. I think it's going to be the final biome. This game is available on multiple platforms as well. I would highly recommend, if you've never played it before, Again, don't watch any YouTube videos or any guides on it. Just freaking play it and enjoy it, man. I know I've got so many fun hours out of it, so many wonderful moments together with friends. You can play with friends too, but like as a solo player, I've enjoyed the crap out of it. I've had fun playing in a group with people as well. But I mean, I'd have to give this game probably a 8.5 out of 10, if not a 9 out of 10, just for how amazing it is and how much joy it's brought me. It's easily one of my top 5 favorite games of all time, and I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope this has been kind of helpful to get you started, or maybe you were wondering, should you get it at all? Yeah, it's nice.